everybody, Ced Dockery here from Widecast Studios in Peoria Life. Welcome to another episode of The Director's Desk. In studio today we have Mrs. Michelle Cecil.
Hello.
And Brian Gorsich. So,
my name is Michelle Cecil. I sit on the board with Bike Peoria, and I think today we're going to be talking a little bit about bicycles and a lot about
multiple sclerosis. So I'm Brian Gorsich. I'm a community council chair and a board of trustee for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society here in Central Illinois.
So today we're here to kind of bring some awareness and some support to an event that Bike Peoria is hosting this Memorial Day weekend. Our annual Beers and Gears event is happening this year. It's been on a 2-year hiatus, as all of our lives have been, and so it is back. And this year, funds from the ride are going to support Bike MS, and Bike Peoria itself is going to be sending a team up to the Chicago area ride called Tour de Farms, and all the funds that will be raised from our Beers and Gears event will be going to help send, what are we trying to get, 15 riders?
35 is the number.
Oh, 35! That's grown since we talked last.
We're shooting for the stars, yeah. We want to raise $25,000, folks, and we need your help. We're sending people to Bike Peoria's website to register. You can go to, and that's for the Beers and Gears event. You can go to bikems.org and type in Team Bike Peoria to register for our team there.
And so tell people about what the team will actually be doing in Chicago on this ride.
Well, they won't actually be in Chicago, Michelle.
Well,
they're going to be
it's Chicago adjacent.
in the beautiful St. Charles, Illinois, out of Kane County Fairgrounds, June 25th and 26th. This is a 25, 50, 75, and 100-mile ride, all in support of the National MS Society. Last year, during COVID, with a devastating storm that tore through St. Charles, Illinois, canceling the event, the community still came together and we were able to raise $1 million.
Woo! Wow. Good job.
How about that, folks? Yeah,
just that one event, yes.
That's just one out of 68 rides across the nation.
I bet you had a lot to do with that, Brian.
No, actually, this is my first year participating in Bike MS. I'm a Walk MS guy. We have a Walk MS event here, April 24th in Peoria. About 1,000 of my close personal friends will all be there, and everybody's invited. You can go to walkms.org to register, type in your zip code, and it'll bring it right up. If you don't want to form a team of your own, I'd love to have you on our team, Team MS Patients Leading Change. This is the Peoria area support group for the MS community here.
Let me help you out, Brian. For the people who don't know what MS is.
Okay.
Right. Wait a second. 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade. All right. That spans Peoria and Southern Illinois. We rode bikes for MS back in the day. Right, we went out. We got sponsors. People, promised $1 a mile, 10 cents.
Oh yeah,
a mile.
yeah.
Sure.
And I think 3 years in a row we did that. But multiple sclerosis is.
So multiple sclerosis is autoimmune disease that attacks the central nervous system, and the damage is done. To keep it in layman's terms, and I'm no medical professional by no means, but so what happens is the immune system, for some reason we don't know yet, mutates and attacks this fatty material that's protective coating over our neural net system from our brain to our spinal cord. And what happens is the immune system attacks the cells, that fatty material, exposing the, let's call it, electrical wiring inside of our body that runs to everything. This can affect any part of the body. And what happens is, so the signal is coming from the brain to whatever extremity the nerve goes to, and signals are getting interrupted. So I might be telling my arm to move, and it just doesn't stop moving. It constantly moves. There's all kinds of symptoms that can happen from this, and I'm all over the place with this.
Is there medication?
There are no cures. We have disease-modifying therapies. Now, so when I was diagnosed, there was only 3 disease-modifying therapies, and we called them the ABC drugs. So today, with funding from the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, God bless us, we have now over 23 disease-modifying therapies to treat multiple sclerosis. So it's pretty powerful, and we've made more progress in the past 5 years than we have in the past 75 years. And in a lot of ways, I'm kind of embarrassed to say that, but you know.
We've only gotten smarter in the last in the last epoch of our
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So this is a great cause for all of us to be raising funds for. For those of you who are maybe not up for the 25, 50, or 75-mile bike ride, I would encourage you to sign up for the Beers and Gears event. This is a 5-mile ride with at least 5 stops at establishments to quench your thirst. Adult thirsts mostly.
A beer ride.
It is a beer ride or pub crawl. We've called it in the past. It is all along the Rock Island Trail, so there is not any real street riding involved. And we are starting at Industry Brewing. We are then going to make a stop somewhere about halfway down. We're going to stop at, you're either going to stop at Junction City, or we might have something.
Keller Station.
I think there might even be something at Bicycle Safety Town. That one came up not too
Peoria
long
Park
ago.
District just reached out to us and wanting to add their Parks on Tap to as one of our stops.
And then
Beers and Cures tour. Yes.
So there'll be a couple stops there. The furthest south stop will be in the Heights. We will have 1 or 2 restaurants there that we will be participating. And then you will turn around and do all of 4 more miles back up to Fox Pub, where there will be at least a 2-hour after party, and then anything after that's on you.
Right. We've got one very, very, very special stop.
Which one is that?
And I'm very proud to talk about this. We have a wonderful organization here in Central Illinois, the 22 VA, and this is a group of veterans that deal with their PTSD through the arts. One of the veterans, Michael Reagan, he has been commissioned by the Board of Trustees, have taken the money out of their own pockets to fund this.
Peoria Heights.
Who's Board of Trustees?
Oh, I'm sorry, the Village of Peoria Heights. Sorry, Mayor Fallon. But so they've taken the money out of their own pockets to fund this beautiful bicycle sculpture that will be unveiled that same day. The Daughters of the American Revolution will be there supporting it, and we have a.
There's nothing wrong with taking notes. I promise you, there's nothing wrong with notes, Brian.
I'm just going to let Michelle read this. So go ahead.
So we're proud to have the DAR helping sponsor the unveiling of this beautiful sculpture. And it is a bunch of bicycles. And so it's very fitting that all of this comes together. And someone brought this quote to our attention as it relates to everything involved here. This is from Susan B. Anthony, who was a member of the DAR. In 1896, she wrote, "I think the bicycle has done more to emancipate women than any one thing in the world. I rejoice every time I see a woman ride by on a bike. It gives her a feeling of self-reliance and independence the moment she takes her seat. And away she goes, the picture of untrammeled womanhood."
All right. I love it.
So all you untrammeled women out there are more than welcome to come out.
In fact, we demand it.
Well, we don't do this for you. We do this for us. So we here at Bike Peoria, part of our mission is to empower people to travel Peoria by bicycle. And I am one of those people. I am someone who rides to and from work on a regular enough basis when the weather allows. And I usually do it in my dress. I do it in my work clothes. And that's part of our mission, is to encourage people to take these smaller trips and do that by bicycle. As we all know, gas is getting real expensive. So here's another way to do a little less gas spending and burn a few of those COVID calories.
Right. We can all do that.
I didn't get any COVID.
Well, you were one of the few.
I was outside every day.
There you go. So the Beers and Gears event this year, we've not done this sponsorship like this before, so we're super excited to be on board with Bike MS here to help raise a lot of funds. The after party, we're going to have some raffles going on.
Whole bunch of raffles.
I hear there's some good stuff over there.
Yes, that'll be sponsored by Left Hand Brewery, which is a national sponsor for Bike MS, and we're proud to have them on board with us, supporting our little local team. And
Awesome.
It'll look great. So we hope to have everybody out there.
Yeah.
Tell me this: how did Bike Peoria end up linking up with the National MS Society?
It was all him.
Again, Brian with the hustle.
Brian with the hustle.
So this is how this all came about. I had mentioned I'm a walk guy when it comes to walk MS, because we've always had walk MS here in Peoria.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was introduced to Bike MS by our new market leader here recently, last spring, as a matter of fact. And then I started digging in, and I had no idea of the history of cycling here in Peoria. Peoria was once known as a mecca for bicycling. People would travel from all over the country, all over the world to race bicycles out of Lakeview Park. We have Roush Hazard Bicycle Company, which is the largest in the world at one time.
It was. Now we know it is the Trefskers building.
The Trefskers Bakery building, totally been rehabbed, and they reflect the rich history of the cycling there. So I started peeling back the layers of the onions, and who are the players in bicycles, and Bike Peoria are those players here that is all about cycling and empowering the community to get out there and pedal. So yeah, it was only a natural fit that we all came together, and along with Bike Peoria, we've been blessed to have PAMBA jump on board, Peoria Area Mountain Bike Association.
Awesome.
And in addition to that, the road bikers, the Illinois Valley Wheelmen, IVW, another great organization. They have an annual ride called the No Baloney Ride. There's no baloney involved with it. So yeah.
Right.
No bologna sandwiches. There's lots of bologna-ing going on amongst the riders, but that's
boy.
different.
Oh
Yes.
boy.
There's no bologna sandwiches. You get really good food when you do it. I remember doing it one year. There was chili and there were brats and there were all kinds of good food, but no bologna sandwiches.
Good deal.
So
Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah.
So, okay. How did you get into the MS Society, though? no, seriously.
Well, it's an elite club. It's an elite club.
I would imagine.
And I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1999 when I was living in, of all places, New Orleans, Louisiana. And I was actually diagnosed in Oklahoma City, and the company I was working for transferred me to New Orleans.
Really?
And the heat and humidity of New Orleans exacerbated my symptoms, and I had to suck it up and call Mom and ask her if I could live in the basement for a little while to rehab.
Wow.
And so yeah, it's been a long road back. Literally, I was in bedbound for 2 years.
Ouch.
And worked my way out of that damn basement. I tell you, I did. Yes, lots of therapy, lots of positive attitude, and you can get a lot of things done. That's for sure.
So that's when the hustle started, when you had to get up out of the bed.
Well, I first gave myself, as a volunteer, signed up for research with the University of Illinois Department of Kinesiology over in Urbana, Illinois. And participated in several studies there. I've participated in studies with the physical therapy department at Bradley University. And then I got into a dark spot and kind of went under a rock for a while, and then withdrew from the world and wallowed in my tears, shall we say. And then next was a paid staffer from the National MS Society, came down from Chicago, Illinois, and put on a support group. And I was in that room, and I was looking at all those faces, and I was listening to the program, and I was like, why do we need somebody from Chicago to do this? I'm that man. I can
Right.
do this, right? So I became a support group team leader.
Right.
And in 2018, we got voted Volunteer Support Group of the Year. So that's a pretty big feather in the cap. And then another arm of the National MS Society. So their thrust is research and activism. We drive legislation on the state and federal levels
Right.
that affect people with multiple sclerosis, and 99% of the time it affects other people with illnesses too.
It does. It does.
So yeah, we have a very strong activism network. In fact, our public policy conference is going on right now.
Right now.
And I've sacrificed that to be here with you, Ced.
You're not missing out. You're not missing out.
So,
I promise.
From the activist side, let's see, I just happened to raise a whole bunch of money here at Walk MS for the past couple of years. I think our team is approaching close to $75,000 raised
Nice.
in 4 years. That's pretty
Nice.
nice. Our goal's 5 years is 100,000.
I don't see it being a struggle.
I don't see it being a struggle either.
I don't
But,
see it being a struggle.
So we've got from that side of it. I was asked to form of the community council here in Central Illinois
Right.
and start recruiting people and start networking, just as you do. And so that opened up. This kid down here in Peoria, Illinois is making all kinds of noise. I think we ought to make him a board of trustee. And then I got recently voted in as a board of trustee for the
Congrats.
Yes.
for the Illinois market.
Congrats.
Yeah. So that's going to help us out tremendously here, plugging in our resources to the community that we have. We've got lots of resources from education to funding to help with durable equipment, and I cannot praise the MS Navigators enough for what they've done. They've been there with me since day one and just kind of guiding me on my journey through life with multiple sclerosis. So yeah, I can't say it enough. Reach out to an MS Navigator at 1-800? I'm not even gonna try it.
Don't even try. Find it online.
We'll plug it in. We'll plug it in.
NationalMSSociety.org.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So, Bike Peoria.
Yes.
What is it? I mean, okay, we understand. We want people to ride bikes.
Yes.
It's
we do.
healthier.
Yes. Less gas.
Less gas. I mean, it makes everyone else healthy. One
It does.
person riding a bike saves like 2 lives, I think they said.
Yes,
Right.
I've heard that number.
Was it 2 lives? Riding a bike to and from work saves 2 lives every day.
Maybe.
I can't remember where I saw this.
It sounds right. It sounds right because you would be by riding a bicycle on a trip that you would normally drive. You are one less car on the road.
Right.
Now, the problem becomes in that our cities have purposefully been designed around cars, not pedestrians and bicyclists or anyone not in a car. So therefore, our car-centric infrastructure is not necessarily up to par with the number of people that would ride a bike if they, quote, felt it was safer. Part of what Bike Peoria does is we advocate for that better infrastructure. We have members that sit on parts of this city boards, multiple city boards, that advise on street improvements and on changes to roads. The taking our downtown roads from 2 lanes one way down to 1 lane each way and putting the parking in. That was part of one of the things that Bike Peoria got behind and said, we love that idea because as soon as you take that lane out, now you've got room for a bike lane.
That makes sense.
I know. Anytime the city has gone on a road diet, which everyone hates that word, but we don't have a better one for it. It has provided spaces for bicyclists as well as pedestrians to more safely interact with our environment. So at every turn, we are advocating for that. We also help sponsor rides to encourage people to be that little bit of brave and get out there on a bike in a road. One of the things that we do regularly, starting this weekend, led by me, and once a month through the end of November, is we do some breakfast rides. So we start at either Junction City or we will be starting downtown at the Farmers Market by Martini's. and we will meet there, and we will go for a short ride, easily less than 10 miles, usually less than 5. But we are going from that location to a local restaurant for breakfast on a Saturday morning.
Nice.
To encourage people and show people that you can travel these roads safely without feeling like you're about to get run over by a tank, and just to help you learn to navigate and to give you other people to navigate with.
Yep.
They're all led by people who have been riding around the city for years, so they are very familiar. Part of the struggle that people have when they think about riding their bike is that they think of riding on car roads. They don't think about navigating on secondary roads, which is where you generally try to ride, because they are a little bit friendlier. When I ride through a neighborhood that is full of houses, I feel much safer than if I ride down War Memorial.
Yeah.
But we don't think about it that way when we travel, because our instinct, because of our experience, is usually those main arteries through town first. So you have to kind of relearn how to navigate through the world, learn a few little back road cut throughs or whatever. But once you have that perspective, it becomes very easy to ride around the city of Peoria.
Right.
What do you say?
Well, I was going to say we cannot forget what the great work of what Peoria Outdoor Adventure is doing too.
Yes.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Mr. Bungie,
Mr. Bungie.
over at Peoria Outdoor Adventures, which is a Facebook page everyone who enjoys doing anything outside should be following right now.
Yes.
He has put together a really interesting ride that's happening for, I believe, the 3rd year in a row now. He does a mural ride.
Right.
There are well over 100 murals in the city of Peoria. He puts together a ride
To see the murals.
to see the murals.
Multiple rides.
Yeah, multiple
Yeah.
times a year he's done this now, and it has
Good
become
deal.
so popular. That is one of his best rides. He puts together some outdoor rides and just kind of all kinds of different activities, and really promotes different outdoor activities that other people are
Outdoor
doing.
Adventures.
Yes, Peoria Outdoor Adventures.
I
Yeah.
like it.
So, like, part of Bike Peoria and our mission is not only to get people out there on bikes, but to just get people out there moving and enjoying a city in a non-car way. So, so we tie in a lot with what they do over there as well.
Great.
Yeah.
Questions. Michelle,
Yes,
where are you from?
I don't have a from.
Nor did Adam.
I was an Army brat.
Oh, that's why.
I just like to let it hang there for a
Right.
minute.
Yeah, I love that look.
Yes. I grew up, my dad was in the military until I was 13 years old. So I don't have a from.
Wow.
I was moving every 3 or 4 years. I was living in somebody else's house on somebody else's property all the time. So it was never mine.
So how long have you been in Peoria then?
So the first time, when my dad retired, we moved to the Peoria area, and I was here from 8th grade through high school. And then I left for college. I came back shortly after college when my now husband got a job at Caterpillar. So we've been back here probably about 20 years now.
Wow. It was sounding like you just came back a few months ago. But 20 years. That is
Almost,
awesome.
yeah. So
That is awesome.
yeah, so we used to live in Washington for a while, and now we live up in the Heights. So
Sweet. It's all still Peoria.
it's all still Peoria, yeah.
That's how they sound in Chicago, right?
Well, I remember we were visiting, we went for a trip over in Japan to see my brother when he was stationed out there because he's a Marine. And when people were there, where are you from? We never even bothered to try to explain where we actually were from. We just told them we were from Chicago because that was easier.
My heart breaks every time.
I know, but you gotta
Every
think
time
scale
we hear
here.
this.
You gotta think scale.
Yeah.
The 300-mile difference in here in Peoria means nothing when you are on the other side of the world.
Actually, oh no, seriously. I love wearing my Peoria Life shirt now that I have.
Yeah, now that you have that.
Right? But I love the conversation that it is.
Yes.
Where are you from? I'm from Peoria.
Yes.
Well, where is that? It's in
Yeah.
the middle of Illinois. It's the
Yeah.
most important city in the state. Well, is it Chicago in Illinois? Yeah, but they're a whole other state all by themselves.
It's not important.
They're not important. Well, what makes Peoria important?
Yeah.
So it gives me a chance to
Yes.
deliver.
And
You know, a whole
when
bunch
you're
of
when you're
information.
talking to people in the U.S., that makes total sense.
Yeah.
When I'm talking to Japanese people in Japan, Chicago is close enough because their English isn't good enough to have that conversation.
Oh, wow. I can fake it. I can fake it. Let's start with a konnichiwa
And then
and then move on to a short.
there you go.
I won't reveal everything.
Okay.
I've been places. I've been places. So Brian, your start.
My start.
Yeah, how long have you been in Peoria?
I was born and raised in Peoria.
What?
My mother still lives on Lower Avenue up in West Peoria.
What?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And I currently live over in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we were there the day of the tornado.
Oh, wow.
And our home was destroyed along with 1,000 other homes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so when your life is just thrown all over the yard, and you're looking around and you're in your living room and you see the sky because this roof is gone, kind of ask yourself, where do you start?
Right.
So we were fortunate enough, along with many other residents of Washington, that groups and groups and groups of volunteers converged on Washington, Illinois. And this gentleman came walking up to me, Cedric, and he had this yellow safety vest and a clipboard looking all official. Looks like you folks can use a little help here. And I'm like, sir, where do we start? And he says, well, don't worry about anything. We'll have a crew here in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And Cedric, it wasn't one man. It wasn't 10 men. It wasn't 20 men. It was at least 50 people, shoulder to shoulder.
Wow.
Going across our property, picking up glass, boards, nails, debris, rolled up cars that were just balls of steel in our front yard. And those volunteers turned into hundreds, turned into thousands by the time we were done. And each one of those organizations all showed me through prayer that no matter what your disability is, as long as you're serving your fellow man, we're in the right direction.
You're going right.
Right? We're in the right direction. And so I've kind of just taken that, and that's why I do all this volunteer work for the National MS Society.
Wow.
I was branded with multiple sclerosis, and by God, I'm going to wear this brand with pride and make as much damn noise about it as I can. Excuse my language.
No worries. We've had a few F-bombs go out.
I can imagine.
We've had a few, and always unintentional. Kelly is awesome with it.
Sure.
She's one of the greatest. So, with these roots we have, I want, here you go. I want for you guys, individually, if you will. Michelle, how do you feel about Peoria?
I love Peoria.
Yeah?
When I talk to other people who think they have an idea about Peoria but aren't from here or don't currently live here, I never understand where those opinions come from. Because I don't see that. With all the negative things the stereotypes that have been given to the city, in the 20 plus years I've lived here, I do not know where those have come from. If you have to look back historically to see where those have come from. And I think that it gets a really bad rap, and I do my best to make sure that people know that that Peoria of 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago is not the Peoria of now.
Indeed.
And
so, here's a question. There's two questions here.
okay.
Pay attention, Brian.
As long as there's no math, I'm okay.
We talked about this, right? Okay, so, Michelle, do you believe that there is value in humility?
Yes,
Why is that?
because no one person can know everything.
Gold.
And I don't pretend to know everything. And my experience is not the be-all end-all of the world. And everyone's experience is valid. And just because my experience leads me to one solution of something does not mean it is the only solution to a problem.
Awesome sauce. And so, with that being said, you sound like a brave warrior for the city. Like if we had the trouble some of our friends around the world were having right now, I'm envisioning you picking up your M16 and putting a pot or a skillet on your head.
I put my cute bike helmet on because it looks like a straw hat.
We wear bike helmets.
Yeah, my bike helmet looks like a straw hat, but it's an actual bike helmet. So
Really?
I look cute and be having my AK-47.
You should have brought it.
Well, we'll do that for the next one.
That's the
Next one,
That's
most
the next one.
definitely.
Yeah.
I hope so. What is your Peoria life? If a stranger was to ask you in your own words,
Ooh,
what does
now you
Peoria
gotta make me
life
be pithy.
mean to you? Pithy.
Yeah, fancy.
Haven't heard that before.
My Peoria life is anything you could ever want without the hassles you don't.
Succinct.
I can get to work in 7 minutes.
20-minute town.
I can ride my bike to work in 25 minutes.
Nice.
I can walk from my house to the restaurants in the Heights in 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I have 3 blocks from my house. I have half a dozen of the best restaurants in town.
This is true.
I can get everywhere I need to go. I can see things that I want to see. If I'm missing the big city, it's only a 3-hour drive one way or another. I can get my fill for the day and come home. You don't have any of the related hassles of a large urban center, but you have all the benefits. We have museums, we have parks, we have outdoor recreation, we have everything.
Don't forget the zoo.
We have the zoo, we have gardens, we have everything here. I think one of the things that people overlook a lot is that in a bigger market, those things will beat you over the head.
Yep.
They will be right in your face. You might have to look for them a little bit harder in Peoria, but they are here.
Mm-hmm.
We have a thriving, culture in all kinds of different ways. I just missed a drag brunch this weekend that I was real bummed about. So, we have that whole thing going on. There's anything you could want to see or do, you can find it in the city of Peoria. You don't have to go to Chicago or anywhere else to see it.
That's right.
Awesome. So, Brian, how do you feel about Peoria?
I love the place. Bottom line, the people. This is what Peoria is all about. The people have made this town. The people will continue to make this town. The town's strong. It's very, very philanthropic.
Philanthropic.
That's the word. Very philanthropic, and just so giving. I can't say enough. It's everything. The only other place I want to go is fishing. And there's no lake in the middle of town, so I have to go out of town to go fishing. And that's just right there.
It's 2 blocks away.
So Peoria. I can't say enough about it. Did a little time at Spalding. Graduated from Manual High School.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1985. The best year there were Manual Rams.
There's a documentary coming out about those teams right there. Preston Coleman and his team are putting together a documentary about
That's
their
awesome.
basketball team.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
The Coach Van Sykes, Coach Winklers, Coach Hamptons, they mentored and molded so many men that have gone on to do wonderful things for this world, this community. I can't praise them enough. I would like to see more trades coming back to our high schools. That was the thing, shop class, wood class. Oh my gosh, you would have some type of skill going out of high school that you could apply and start getting a taste of being a part of the community. Yeah.
So, if a stranger were to ask you, what does Peoria life mean to you?
What does Peoria life mean to me? Wow. I would say move here. Move here immediately. Move here, drop everything you're doing, pack your bags, pack your family up, bring them here. Spend the weekend. Poke around. Give me a call. I'll take you around. But come experience it. There are so many things in the works. We have the only Rock Island Trail. So I've got a vision, a long-term vision, and it has to do with that Rock Island Trail and bicycling.
Yeah.
And what the big part, and I'm gonna get
He's
away.
gonna ramble now.
I'm gonna ramble now. So I have a vision.
Okay.
And this vision has to do with the world's largest cycling fundraiser series being brought to Central Illinois.
What?
Yeah, what? So you can imagine what kind of an impact that would do to our community.
Mm-hmm.
When a rising tide rises, all boats rise.
All boats rise.
Okay? So with that said, if we can lay the groundwork through cycling, this Beers and Gears, this is going to be the introductory to Bike MS to the Peoria area.
Mm-hmm.
So the plan is we are going to put together a 20, 40, 60, 100-mile ride.
What?
And that'll be the groundwork for when Bike MS says, okay, Brian, now you've hit that golden mark for the past several years of raising so much funds and so much attention toward our cause. They're going to bring that, put the stamp down here. And this will be an annual event to a city that once was a mecca for cycling, now hosts the world's largest cycling event.
Awesome.
We can see an increase in cycling tourism being brought here by this effect. There's some plans happening on the Rock Island Trail for extensions. Mm-hmm. We've got the expansion going with the Bob Michael Bridge to adapt for bike lanes. You've got bike lanes coming back across the other way. Mm-hmm. I could see a bridge-to-bridge bike race going on, benefiting Bike MS.
Awesome.
Yeah, so and I'm a dreamer, and I'm a planner, and I'm a doer, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen.
And this is a city for networking.
There you go.
This is a city for networking, so yeah, it's the perfect place for it.
Right,
there we go.
Right. There's so many things we can play on here, and really create a marketing tool for the village of Peoria Heights, mm-hmm. City of Peoria. You know, we've got this wonderful man named Joshua Gunn out there doing big things for our Chamber of Commerce. Love you, Josh. And, he's also an advisor to our community council and the National MS Society here in Peoria. So the National MS Society also, part of our strategic plan is to pull our resources and get them into these underserved communities here in Central Illinois. And I explained all that to Joshua shortly, I think maybe 1 year into the job he was, and he loved it. He loved it all. I love it all. I know how much the society's helped me, and I know how much I can help others here in Peoria.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah. So
awesome sauce.
Lots of moving parts.
Yes. All of us though, right?
Hey,
yes,
right.
Okay, so what is it that you want people thinking about once this stops rolling? Why are you here?
Could you ask that question?
No.
What do you want people to remember and take away from this?
Oh my gosh, what do we want them to take away from it?
Well, the number one thing is we want you to come enjoy our ride while we raise funds for Bike MS. So you can find registration on the Bike Peoria Facebook page or Bike Peoria's website. It is, how much is it to register right now? $25, I think. And a vast majority of that goes straight towards our goal of raising funds to send our team up for Bike MS. If you are a rider and feel so inclined, you can go ahead and sign up for Bike Peoria or Team Bike Peoria for Bike MS and participate in that longer ride. There will be training sessions and lots of people to help you make sure that you're ready to get through that ride. So those are our two big takeaways right now. And all the other stuff, it's stuff to keep on the back of your mind and just kind of let it percolate and remember that we're here and what we're doing.
And volunteers are always wanted.
Yes, volunteers are always wanted.
So if people are wanting to volunteer or contact your organization for more information, where would be a good spot for them to start?
You got to be a little bit more specific.
Is there a social media site?
We have, thank you. Thanks for wheeling me. So we have a Facebook page, MS Patients Leading Change, and that's your Central Illinois support group. We'll keep everybody updated on events through that page, and then if you're dealing with MS or a family member dealing with MS and you're looking for some local support, you can go to our group section and ask to join our private group where we meet monthly. Been virtually, but we're starting to get back into in person, and we have exercise class 3 times a week. We have a game day. These are all virtual events that people can attend from the comfort of their own home.
Awesome.
So, and we plan to continue that. Even if we go in person, we're still going to have a link on, and when I find that technical person to handle that, I'll feel that much more comfortable. Yeah, we're sure going to try everything we can to keep everybody connected. Yeah.
Awesome. And Michelle?
And so Bike Peoria, you can find out about Bike Peoria on our Facebook page or our website. If you're looking for information about Beers and Gears specifically, there is a specific Beers and Gears website or Beers and Gears Facebook page, and it is an official Facebook event as well.
Awesome. Awesome. So, parting thoughts. It doesn't matter who goes first.
Ladies first.
Get on your bike and ride, man.
Yeah, get on your bike.
The weather's getting nice. We had, was that second false spring over the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's getting nice out. And don't be afraid, even if it's just 1 block around your neighborhood because it's been 10 years since you rode a bike. If you're looking for a bicycle and need any help with the bicycle that you have, we do have the co-op on Main Street, which is also run by Bike Peoria. People there are there to help you work on your bike, make sure you get reasonably priced parts for your bike, and we have staff there to help. We're open 3 days a week right now. We could always use more volunteers, so if you're so inclined, we could always use more people to help fix more bikes and get them back on the road.